The words then and than are often confused with each other. To help figure out which goes where when, let's first go over their basic meanings. Then means next or after in time, while than means in comparison or contrast with. Here's a trick to help you remember the difference. Than has an A, and so does compare and contrast. Then has an E, and so does next and time. Let's look at some examples. Ralph is hungry. He's trying to decide whether he should walk or drive to get food. He knows walking would be healthier than driving, but driving would be a lot faster than walking. So he decides to go driving. Notice how I was comparing walking and driving? That's why I was using than. I contrasted the two. One was healthier, one was faster. That's why I used than with an A. Ooh, don't tell him, but I'm a better driver than he is. First he passes up a Pizza Hut. Then he passes up a Subway. Then he could take a left and go to Carl's Jr., but decides he likes deli sandwiches better than he likes fast food. So he goes to the grocery store. Now we're at the grocery store. First, he's going to look at bread. Then he's going to look at condiments. Sequence and time. Then. Here he is comparing bread, wheat, oat nut, but he likes wheat better than, comparing, contrasting, than he likes oat nut. Here he is comparing and contrasting the condiments. Mayo is creamier than mustard, but he likes mustard better than he likes mayonnaise. Took him a little while to decide there though. Next, then we find Ralph looking at lettuce. He is comparing green with iceberg, with romaine, and he decides he likes the leafy green better than he likes the iceberg. I used then at the beginning because we're talking about what's happening next. Like here we're finding him next, or then he went and looked at tomatoes. He's comparing them, contrasting them, deciding which he likes better than the others. Just like he is here with the cheese. We know he likes Swiss better than he likes cheddar. And because he's comparing and contrasting, and we use than, because they both have an A. After he looks at the cheese, which he does for some time, then he looks at the meat. He's comparing and contrasting right now, deciding which one he likes better than the other. Again, A, than, because compare and contrast. Looking at the chips, he decides to not get any of them. He decides none are better than some. Maybe he was just too thirsty to think about potato chips. Either way, there's a lot of comparing and contrasting to do here. There's a lot of then here too. He looked at this one, then he looked at that one, then he looked at the other one. But ultimately, it comes down to two choices for Ralph. He likes Diet Coke and Coke Zero. Here we see him comparing the two. Maybe he's deciding based on weight. Who knows? Either way, we can tell that he likes Coke Zero better than he likes Diet Coke. Here we can see Ralph prefers the self-checkout. He likes the self-checkout better than he likes regular checkout. He says it's faster than and more convenient than regular checkout. After scanning all the merchandise, Ralph then forced his son-in-law to pay for everything. Then he goes to the car, then he puts on a seatbelt, and then he starts the car. We took a simple trip to the grocery store and showed examples of then and than in use. Again, than has an A and is used usually to compare and contrast things, while then has an E and is based on time or next. Now, not to give away anything ahead of time, but Ralph is going to take a slice of bread, then put on condiments, then put on lettuce, then put on tomato, then put on cheese. See, everything we do has to do with then and than. The tricky part is knowing when to choose which one. The even trickier part is when to choose which one when you're writing it or typing it. You see, spell check doesn't catch it for you. Microsoft Word doesn't tell you when to use then or than. You just have to know. They're both spelled right when you're using them. Then, T-H-E-N, and than, T-H-A-N. So how do we know? We could always ask someone nearby, someone to proofread. The problem is we don't always have someone nearby to proofread. We don't always have our teacher. And we definitely can't call our teacher in the middle of the night whenever we have a question about when to use then or than. We do hope that this video has helped you see the difference between then and than. We hope it'll make it easier for you when you're deciding which one to use. Well, good luck and thanks for watching. I would definitely rather be eating that sandwich than holding the camera. Well, when I'm done, then I'll get to eat my own sandwich.